After what happened when I was pulling packs, I had to make a Yamper deck. I was requested a ton of times to make it. If you know why, you know why. Full art Yamper? Yamper again. Yamper? So many Yampers. Yamper. Dude, I've got 80 Yampers. Yamper? Yeah. Ah! Okay. The shinies feel like, I don't know why, they feel like a... Gotta check, because you never know, we could hit a Yamp. This is why you don't check the Yamps until you pull all your packs. 11 Yampers, dude. So knowing that previously I pulled 8 million Yampers, I had to make a Yamper deck. What you're taking a look at is kind of my final version of it. This is Emolga with Boltund, Yamper, Zeraora, and Pikachu EX from Shining Revelry, the one able to do 150 damage. So I have an option to KO some of the largest threats in the meta, some of the most HP intensive things like Guzzlord with Pikachu EX, but this deck is really about Emolga and Yamper and Boltund, right? Yamper is fine. It is able to do 20 damage for a single energy. However, Boltund is pretty dang cool. If you have any damage on this Pokemon, you swing for a single energy doing 70 damage and you have 120 HP. Really not bad at all. And Emolga combos with this very clearly. When this card attacks for 40 damage, you also do 10 damage to one of your bench Pokemon. This sets up Boltund perfectly. Even if your opponents don't want to attack it, you can set up a reality where this thing attacks on the cheap. We have a Zeraora in this deck because it's amazing and it helps us set up a lot of different plays with an elemental switch. And then again, that Pikachu for that huge one-shot damage that we need to take down a lot of the tougher decks. We also have a giant cape, couple of professors, Pokeballs, Sabrina, Cyrus, Mars, and a red. You would be shocked how often that red comes in handy, not only with something like Boltund where it's doing 90 when they expect 70, but also when Pikachu EX needs to take down something really powerful like Giratina or Guzzlord that has a cape on it. I hope you enjoy some Boltund. Get yamped, everybody. Yamper in the active spot, going first into Lightning. They've got Shinx. Ooh, interesting. Haven't seen too much Shinx recently. We'll go ahead and build our bench here. Yamper. We're looking for Zera if we could. You always want to start Zera. We get a Molga. Molga's a good start for us too, if I can find my X speeds. Pikachu and Professors. Okay, so we'll put down an Emolga. We could put down another Yamper maybe. Well, yeah. I think I can just fill the bench here. Well, I can hold Pikachu maybe. The only thought is if they happen to get a lot of energy fast on Luxray, they one-shot it. So maybe we hold that for 1 second. Right? Oricorio. Ori's obviously not scary for us. Our deck's fine against that. Let's see what they get. Okay, they don't hide. So again, an X speed would be quite chill. We get Boltund. We're going to go ahead and hit our Professors. Finds the X speed. Cool. So we're going to X speed into Emolga. This allows us to zap and power the Boltund, which is what we're looking to do here. Takes 40 on Shinx, puts Boltund in a position where we're just like able to hit with one, which is really cool. They're still behind on energy, so yeah, not a great start for them, and a nice one for us, right? That X speed was really clutch. All right, we're starting Yamper on this one into a dark deck. Let's see what kind of dark deck it is. Ooh, it's a poison. They've got the Nihilego. We do one-shot Nihilegos if we can possibly get our Boltund out, right? Could be a little tricky. We get Yamper and Professors here. Can give us some options. We're hoping for an Emolga. We don't hit it yet. I'll go ahead and Yamper, and I'll put down the Pikachu. That's fine. We'll see what we power here. We would love an Emolga. We would have liked Zera last turn, you know, that last turn, obviously. We didn't hit it. Poison Barb. That's interesting. Red card, not too bad for us. We might actually get something we're looking for. Let's find out. Sabrina, Mars, kind of same thing. Okay. We hit Boltund. Now the question is, okay, if we attack, we take poison. The problem is then they hit us for 30 and KO us. The question now is, can we get Boltund out? And I don't know, like, will they hit us? That's the question. I don't think they will. So we're just gonna power Pika here. If they have another Nihilego, then that's really unfortunate, right? A second Nihilego makes this a rough play. I think they wait here. They do. I think that's a smart call. I'm just gonna do the same thing. I have no incentive. So if they hit the second Nihilego, they hit me. I just can't do anything about it. So I have no good reason to do anything else right now. And neither do they, I don't think. Interesting. Okay. So they do hit, which gives me the KO here. I think maybe they got antsy? I don't know. But we get our Boltund KO. Boom. They might have this ready. I maybe needed to cape there, right? Because if they do hit Naganadel and a Nihilego, they're in a great spot. Let's see. Other Poipole. Poison Barb. Naganadel. Okay. We go down to 10 here. I have a giant cape to survive this for 1 second. I think the play here is... I could have this Yamper ready too. I think the play here is to Sabrina, take the KO, and then just be ready to finish with Pikachu, right? Luckily for us, they hit that Yamper, so it gave us the ability to just start one-shotting with Boltund. So a really cool thing about this card is, like, for 1 energy, 70 damage is pretty considerable. And 120 HP is not too bad either, right? Celesteela. They'd need to bring in Guzzlord, and even that, we'd be okay, right? They KO 1. Boom, boom. Yamper. The poison. And that's the game. GG. Pikachu. Pikachu with the 150. Nice. GG. A fun one for Boltund. Hey, this is the midway point of the video where I want to know from you, what is your Yamper of this set? Let me know in the comments. Okay, starting Pika EX. We have an X speed to get it out of there. Guzzlord. We actually one-shot a Guzzlord without a cape. So, it's something. 2 X speeds. Pokeball. Gives us Zera Aura. Good start, actually, to start with Zera here. We're 1 turn away from Pikachu being powered. However, it doesn't KO Guzzlord without red, so that one's a tricky one. Celesteela. I think they might keep Guzz there. Maybe. Rocky Helmet. Okay. This is good for us because it does mean we could get our playoff if they don't... Oh, they do put Celesteela. Not that it matters. We could attack it with Zera here for 70. I kind of like that play. I'm going to go for it. We still have a retreat later. with the elemental switch. I can't get to him yet anyway, so let's start doing a little early damage here to the Celesteela. They might come in, grind core, and take our energy. That's always a risk. But we're putting that in a position to get Cyrused. I would love to hit red with this Pikachu. I would also love to get some of our other cards, but so far, no luck there. They missed the energy. We hit Professors. They got a lot of cards. I wouldn't mind Marsing also. There's red. Interesting. I can hit them here. It's tricky. I think I should. This kind of scares them into retreating, right? Potion. Maybe they don't get scared. Professors. They got a lot of cards. What are they bringing in? Do they have another Guzzlord? Pokeball. If they do, they've got it now. Luckily for us, they do have two Guzzlords. Luckily for us, once we get rid of a Guzzlord, we're actually kind of doing okay. They might power the other Guzz and then Lusamine. They don't. As long as they don't take both energy, we're feeling pretty good. Let's see what happens. They take neither. So we're feeling pretty good. We have a Molga. I don't even need the X speed here. I can save it. I might Mars them right now. They got 5. They've already spent both Professors. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to make an aggressive Mars here. We'll take the Thunderbolt KO. Now, Celesteela is close. And other Guzzlord is not impossible for us. Without Lusamine, it's going to take them a little while to get online. We have the X speed for Emolga. They do hit the Lusamine. And another Rocky Helmet. We haven't lost a point yet, so I can kind of give up a point here. What do we get? We get a Cape and a Professors. Let's see what we grab. Boltund and Yamper. Yamper... Okay, so... Interesting. I think I X-Speed Power Emolga. Well, I might just need the energy on Pika, huh? Maybe I X-Speed into Zera. If they've got... I'm going to X-Speed into Zera. If they've got Cyrus, this Pika goes down no matter what. I'm going to power here. The Cape doesn't really protect me from anything, honestly. I'm just going to play it so I don't get it pulled back into my hand, but it doesn't do anything, I don't think. Let's see what happens. Five cards left. Repel. Okay, I gotta give him Yamper. potion. That is great for them. That's a great potion. Tyrannical Hole. They take a point. Zero Aura active. Pokeball gives us our other Yamper. Or our other Emolga, right? No, it's other Yamper. We just gotta avoid a Cyrus. Really. Sweet! We got him. It's gonna be shocking that I do 170 here, but I do. There's a reason Red's in this deck. Sabrina also wins. Zap! The sweepin' peekin'! Fun to see. Unfortunately, no Boltund play that match, but Pikachu Zera worked pretty well. Alright, starting Pikachu in the active spot, going up against Execute. You don't see this too much. We have our X speed, so we can move this around. Sabrina. We're gonna hit our Pokeball, and that grabs us Yampy Boy. And our Professors, which grabs us Pokeball and a Cape. Alright, so we get 2 basics here. Not bad. Let's see who we grab. Emolga. Okay, I think we can start this play then. I don't hate it. I'll spend the X speed right here. That's what they're in the deck for, is making fast plays like this. I love it in these lightning decks with Pikachu. I zap the Yamp, setting up Boltund, and also doing some pretty decent damage into Execute, right? 40 damage, not too bad. Not too bad at all. They could hit the Alolan Exeggutor, Memory Light, and Growth Spurt. They might also just be cooked. We'll see what they go with. Exeggutor EX. Hey, not who I expected to see. I feel like I don't see him too much these days. All right. Fun. They guarantee the KO with Will. I'm going to put Yamper in the active here. I thought we were playing against Alolan Eggs, which is why I didn't cape, but I'm fine with that. We zap. They swing. I can set up a play with Pikachu EX. I also can do some damage with Boltund. We'll see. Yamper active. We get Boltund. Professors also will give us some choices. We have an Elemental Switch and a Zeraora. I can use Zeraora to play around a Sabrina here. Boltund survives some hits, so it could be fun to deal some damage here. Let's do it. Every single one of my cards will survive a hit. Now, they have lots of healing opportunities. They could play another Will and do some real damage, but I think doing the 70 is pretty decent here. Professors. Grabs them. GG. Oh, they just didn't have it. Good game. Good game. All right, we're going second into Lightning. Starting with Zeraora, which is a cool start for us. It gives us a lot of options. Obviously, first with Zera is probably even better, but this gives us something, right? They've got Pichu, Arceus, and Zera as well. They have a great start for the Arceus Babies deck, though. That's like picture perfect, because that Arceus is going to be able to swing right away. And an Oricorio. Ori's not the scariest part for us, but that Arceus ready to go next turn is not fun. Which it could be if they have the Elemental Switch. They could have the Exodia for their deck. We definitely don't want to power Zeraora here, that's for sure. Yamper, Pokeball. Pokeball gives us Emolga. We could retreat Zera, but I think the best call is just leave it there. If they have the elemental switch, we couldn't have played around it to begin with, so we just have to deal with it. They have it. Bummer. But it is what it is. We need Pikachu now. Yamper is a sacrificial lamb. I have to pull Pikachu EX here. My only like path to victory is pulling Pikachu EX, powering it, and also getting our elemental switch. So that's the only way out of this. We don't yet have it. We have another Emolga. I could zap with Emolga. Doesn't really change much though. Unfortunately, without Pika, I think we're just done. Yeah, we're just done. Just never got our cards. All right, one more. One more. That was a wonky one. Our opponent had like the perfect hand. Can't get better than that. All right, we're going second. I think that means we start Emolga here. We could start Zera, but I might want the energy for it, right? Obviously, ooh, Pyukumuku. All right, not bad. The cool thing about this is Emolga could KO it in one and still survive as long as they don't hit me with Sprinkle Water. So Emolga gets hurt, but that's okay. I also could abstain from attacking and just power my cards. They've got a Magikarp. They've got a Suicune. So we've got a Gyarados, Suicune, Pyukumuku deck. This is a cool deck. I like it. And a Mantike. All right. I see what you're up to, buddy. Pokeball gives us the Yamper. Great. This is a fun start. All right. So I am going to take the KO. All right. I go down to 20. I'll just cape. I think I survive everything except Gary at that point. Gary requires 2 energy. So we'll just go ahead and cape and chip the Yamp. We'll take 1. This way, even if they happen to pull the other Pyukumuku and then Mantike retreat and hit me for 20, we're still around, right? We also have the power generation there for Zeraora. I've got the ability to go right into Boltund and have 2 Pokemon with energy on the bench and then start powering Pika. I could also just stay in the active with Emolga, right? But Boltund does 70, which is really considerable. And if I Sabrina, who do they give me? That's the question. They're not going to give me Magikarp. So do I Sabrina now to make Gyarados worse? I think I maybe do. We didn't get our X speed, so we only have 1 Pokemon with energy on the bench. But I think I do Sabrina here. They're going to give me, obviously, the Mantike, but this just makes it harder for them to make the Gary plays they're looking to make. And we still have a lot of HP. So they need a lot to make their plays, right? Even if they take Boltund, we still can power Pika. We still can power Emolga against a lot of this. Okay, so here comes the Gyarados. They need to discard 3 here. They hit Professors. They could have Fishing Nets. They could have had a Fisher. They don't. Here's Gary. They get 1. Ah, they get the full bench. All right, well, they got it. That's okay. They needed a full bench for Boltund, which is nice. Against the Molga, they only need 1. Against Pikachu, they need a full bench. I think I have to bring in Zera here, though. Now the question is, who do I power? I have X speed. I'm gonna have to power Zera. I have a play later with X speed, but I have to power Zera here. We do take him in 2. Emolga can also get them. They're gonna need to discard 2 here. They get Suicune and whoever else they pulled. They're gonna leaf into Suicune, eh? All right. They need time. Have they played 2 leafs? Just 1 so far. So they could have another leaf. Cyrus for the game. GG. We had a few ways to go about that. GG. The early Boltund. The early Emolga. Doing some work. Good game. Really like their deck, too. They just couldn't get it going fast enough. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you. I'll see y'all next time. Ah! We did it. Ah!